I'm Sherry Austin, registered nurse and executive longevity advisor. I help leaders build the systems that allow them to sustain high performance over time. And what that really means is this: I help leaders stay clear, decisive, and effective without burning out in the process. If performance doesn't usually break all at once, it degrades, clarity drops, and energy becomes inconsistent. Decisions also take longer. And most leaders don't see it as a systems issue. They just think they need to push harder. But what we're really dealing with is a recovery problem. Recovery is being reframed. What used to be seen as rest or time off is now becoming something much more critical, a core part of how leaders sustain performance in increasingly complex environments. Because the environments leaders are operating right now are more demanding than ever. There's more inputs, more decisions to be made, less margin for error. So recovery can't be something you do occasionally anymore. It has to be something you build into how you operate. In this session, I want to break down a few key shifts. First, recovery is no longer just about mental health. It's a full system performance. That includes your nervous system, your metabolic health, your movement, your cognitive restoration. Because performance isn't just mental, it's biological. Your ability to think clearly, make decisions, stay focused under pressure, that's all driven by physiology, not just mindset. And this is where many high-performing leaders get stuck. They're doing everything right. They're showing up. They're executing. They're pushing. But performance is still inconsistent because the system underneath it isn't being supported. I want you to think about this for a moment. Where in your day does your performance drop? Good. I want you to think about it. Does it drop late afternoon, after multiple meetings, when decisions stack up? That's not just random, that's a signal. Most leaders are operating in a way where the day is designed for output, not sustainability. Meetings stacked back to back, no recovery windows, constant decision making. And over time, that creates cognitive fatigue, decision fatigue, and eventually performance degradation. Not because you're not capable, but because your system is overloaded. So what happens is you can perform at a high level, but not consistently. And inconsistency at the leadership level becomes risk. Here's the shift I introduce. Recovery isn't something you do at the end of the day. It's something you build into your day. And it comes down to three simple things: recognizing when your system is dropping, interrupting before depletion compounds, and third, integrating recovery into how you operate daily. Without that, recovery is reactive. With it, recovery becomes structural. This is the shift. Recovery is no longer a support function. It's the infrastructure that allows leaders to perform under increasing complexity. Because infrastructure isn't optional, it's what everything else depends on. And when that infrastructure is weak, performance becomes unstable. Decision making becomes harder and clarity drops. But when it's strong, you sustain performance even in high demand environments. And over time, that becomes your competitive advantage. And this matters more now than ever because the systems leaders are operating in are becoming more complex. There's more variables, more decisions, more pressure on clarity. And without strong recovery systems, that complexity starts to erode performance. Not all at once, but over time. If you've been following last week, you can see the pattern. Recovery isn't something you do occasionally, it's something you design. And the leaders who understand that, they operate differently. They don't wait until they're depleted. They build systems that prevent it. Tomorrow, I'll break down how to actually build that system so you can move from tracking recovery to actually improving it. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30.